after midnight on December 26, 1980, military radar detected an unidentified flying object, and there were civilian reports of strange flickering lights in the sky. Within minutes, military policemen, including Staff Sergeant James Peniston and Airman First Class John Burroughs, were sent into the woods to investigate. What they encountered was something the experienced servicemen had never seen before.
By the dissipating light, I started seeing a silhouette of a triangular craft. It was completely black in color, except for these occasional bits of blue and orange light and yellow light running through it.
There was blue lights, there was like an orange spear above it, there was a white light that would come out underneath it, and then there was like a misty orange haze.
Ancient OG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.
Yo, the boy Peterson and them, you know what I'm saying? Man, they seen some shit, man. You know what I mean? They seen some shit, because it's like this. They'll send you out, like, the government, right? They'll send you out. They'll send your ass out on a dummy mission, bro. They'll send you on a mission that they know what's going to happen, but they ain't going to tell you. Same way they did the boy Bird, you know what I'm saying? Now, this boy Peterson and them, they send them on a mission, right? They're like, yo, we're going to send you over here, such and such, blah, 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 blah. Right? They make up this story, right? But then when you get there, you start to see some UFO shit. And then you got all these downloads in your brain and your mind. And then when you come back, people take you somewhere, get all that information out, tell you act like you ain't never seen this shit before. You see what I'm saying? This how I know, like, they be contacting certain people and getting certain messages sent, man, to the army and all that, bro. We talking about UFO sightings in the Bible and the Quran. So it's like, every time you see a UFO, every time somebody talking about a UFO sighting, it always be the same stuff, man. It always be the same kind of move. And how come the UFO sightings you see in the Bible and the Quran is similar to the ones you hear in real life incidents? You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way they say they've been abducted is the same way the prophets was saying they got abducted. You know what I'm saying? But the prophets they didn't get it, they got initiated. You see what I'm saying? They got initiated. So these dudes, right, they get sent out on this mission. These two army dudes, you know what I'm saying? So they walking, they get to the located area. It's like in the woods somewhere in the middle of nowhere. West Bubblegum some motherfucking way, right? So when they get there, they see this triangular shape in the sky and start landing in front of them. So while they watching it, they describe how their bodies couldn't move. They were just sitting there, they was just looking like, what the fuck? So now, when they look at the ship, they see all kind of signs and symbols on the ship. And the same signs and symbols that's on the ship is the same signs and symbols that's in the ancient Egypt, hieroglyphs. You know what I'm saying? So, what is that letting you know? That's letting me know that what I thought all along, that the ancient Egyptians had connections to the sky to the flights, astronaut world, like back then, they had already technology to do that. So that's how I'm like, damn, that's what I got out of it. It really confirmed what I already was thinking anyway. Now you got these army guys who got sent out somewhere on a mission to go take care of some important situation, but when they get there, a triangular craft land in front of them with the same writings on the hieroglyphs. With message that they gave them, you know what I mean? It was a message, and it was all like a lot of numbers programmed in their minds and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they really like. What the message was though. I forgot what he told them. But whatever it was, that shit was on their minds for the rest of they out there telling you the story. Really, they ain't supposed to be telling that story. See what I'm saying? They ain't supposed to be telling that story, but they telling the story. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, is it true? It make you like, damn, is it true or fake? What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? I think this shit real or not. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think it's real because it all sounds similar to all the other UFO activities in the Quran and the Bible. You got stories of Moses, right? They call it now. Now I've read so many different stories on Moses, because when I was locked up, it'd be like, damn, a good book is the best thing for me. Excuse me. You know what? I really started to read like stories and novels when I got to jail. You know what I mean? Didn't really read that much. I read a little bit here and there, like on the street, read raps and stuff like that. But as far as sitting down and reading a whole book, nah. Like I used to read encyclopedia when I was younger, but you know what I mean. But as far as like reading the whole story, I never did that time I went to jail. And I remember I was down at FDC, and this was the time when Lil Kim was down there. Lil Kim got locked up, caught a Fed case in like what? And what was that? I know I got booked what? I came home back 05. Yeah, I got booked in like 05. While I was locked up down there, Lil Kim was just about to turn herself in to do her time. You know what I'm saying? And Lil Kim, this when she had that song, Put Your Lighters Up. Don't put your lighters up, put your lighters up. She had that joint out. And she had a reality show. She had a reality show like in 2005, before all these reality shows now. I had one. But her joint was like, her joint was on some shit like her countdown to going to jail. You know what I mean? The Lil Kim, around that time, she was turning herself in. You know what I'm saying? This when some boy named World, he was dating her. You know what I'm saying? So I think at around that time, you know what I'm saying? He was still on the street. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to I remember like later down the line, I was listening to a Muslim brother talk that was locked up. He had to did an interview on Wendy Williams and some shit, boy World. You know what I'm saying? He was saying how he was Muslim and he had a few wives, Lil Kim, he was dating Lil Kim. So that's that's how I knew him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. Then you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of my second bid, he was over there too. He was over FDC. He was over FDC Brooklyn. He was over FDC Brooklyn. I was in FDC Philly. You know what I mean? It's like it's a building downtown that a lot of times, like me growing up in Philly, I never knew that building was right there. I used to walk past that building all the time. I never knew what that was. That's a federal detention center. Meaning, that's a building that got like 7 floors. Each floor's housed inmates that's been arrested in Philadelphia for federal crimes. They all in there waiting to go to court and get their time. Once they get their time, they get shipped out of there to a federal institution where they do their time at. You know what I mean? But the detention centers, the federal detention centers, that shit there is where they house you at before you get your time. So a lot of niggas might be over there for like a year or two fighting their case. Some niggas been over there 5 years. The longer you over there, the more people know that you telling on somebody. You know what I mean? It's just how it works, because it's like a person that's telling on somebody, they can't get their time off until the person they telling on get the time. You see what I'm saying? So they just sitting there waiting on niggas to go to court. I be hearing them sometimes. I be like, rap. They was calling them the Rat Pack. It was like 6 or 7 of these motherfuckers. And they would see, it was a different ball game, like how back in the day was. Now it's like they run to jail. Like, it was more than niggas than, it was more of them niggas than, and then the Muslims, you know what I'm saying? The Muslims mind their business. You know what I mean? And some of the dudes that be rats, they be Muslim too. You know what I'm saying? And then, but some of them be in the dumb shit, some of them they don't. And then the gangbangers, you got some Bloods and shit over there from Jersey that they put over there at Federal Detention Center for Philly. So you got a lot of Bloods over there, few Crips. There was some Crips and Bloods over there, but most of them Crips and Bloods, when they come to jail, they stick together in the federal jail. The Bloods and Crips be cool with each other in jail because they understand the gangbanging culture, so they got more in common versus Bloods and then them like niggas from Philly. They don't know nothing about no gang culture. They know they hood. They really gang members, but they don't know. They don't see Philly. I know I grew up in Philly, but I came from California. Like, I ain't gonna say I came from California, but I did a few years in California going to school out there, and I learned a lot about the gang culture. So when I came back to Philly, it was gangs there too, but they just didn't know they was gangs. You know what I mean? Or I could say certain dudes I was talking to anyway, because some people just don't get it. And some people just want to just go against everything you say, but even though you be right, they just obsessed with trying to be better than you and prove you wrong for some reason. Majority of the people who really understand life, the street life, gang culture, they understand that in Philly, this is gangs. This is gangs, bro. You know what I mean? These is gangs. You know what I mean? Like you got the Zoo gang, you got Francisville, you got all kind of different areas. Strawberry Mansion section got a gang. Strawberry Mansion section got a gang. You got the projects, you know what I'm saying? You got Richard Island. And this all in the North Philly area where I grew up at. You got, you know what I mean, from 2 different neighborhoods. My mom's side of that neighborhood, my mom's side of the neck of the woods, and my dad's side of that's 2 different neighborhoods that I actually grew up in. You know what I mean? And they was like maybe miles and miles apart from each other. You know what I mean? I had to travel from one neighborhood to get to the other one. You know what I mean? So you got Blumberg Projects was right there where my grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? I went to school right there at Vaux Junior High. You know what I mean? Then you got Richard Island Projects. That's over there closer to my mom's side. You know what I'm saying? That's like right down the street from Francisville and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you got all these different sections, and these is what you call gangs. This is why the rappers, whenever a rapper will come out, and then he'd say what neighborhood he from. And mainly his neighborhood is a gang. So that's why, like, back in the day, it was called gangster rap. Nowadays, it's called drill rap. But it's like both of them was the same thing. You know what I mean? It was killings and shit going on back in the day, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit ain't never changed to me. Like, this shit, they looked at the same. 97 was the murder capital. In 1997, Philadelphia had the murder capital. You know what I'm saying? We had the murder capital. That's the era I grew up in. You know what I mean? And I survived that shit. You feel me? So, the gang, back then, it wasn't really a lot of, like, killing each other over the music shit. But it was killing each other over other stuff. But far as the music go, we had our battles. Like, me, I created a whole neighborhood of spitters in the 90s. And then I had another group of spitters that was from 16th Susquehanna, 100X. So they love me to death. I fit right in with what they had going on. So it was like that. There was a bunch of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had niggas up 29th and Gerard and shit that used to be spitting too. So I used to go around there and go grab my homies around there. You know what I mean? So it was like I had niggas that rap all over the city, all down north. You know what I mean? So it was just like, yo, niggas wasn't really killing each other. Like, we used to bump into them niggas like from down Richard Island. We used to bump into Tommy Hill and them niggas. You know what I mean? It was mainly Tommy Hill. You know what I mean? I never really bumped into like too many of them because really like that Ram Squad, they got members in their group that's family members with dudes in my neighborhood. So it's like niggas really like fuck with each other. One of my rap niggas from a whole different area, that, you know what I mean, 100X, you know what I'm saying? One of them rap members on there end up making a song dissing the boy Shadacious. You know what I'm saying? Shadacious at the time, he was from Blumberg. He did Shadacious. I don't know why he did Shadacious. I don't know why he did that. Shadacious was all right with me. I liked it. I liked it. The joint. I'm gonna put my thing down. That was my shit. He was like back then. There was no like. All we had was Rap City. It was no YouTube. Well, we had cable television to watch. If you wanted to watch a rap video, right? If you wanted to watch a rap video, you had to go turn on the TV and turn it like BT. BT was the first black cable channel, right? And this was since the late 80s, since like 1988. I mean, I remember a cable net. I was living in California, in Sacramento, California. I remember a cable network called Greater Media Cable. Greater Media. That was my mom had in Cali. Greater Media had stations you can watch the rap shit. Now in Philly, my grandpop used to have HBO. I don't know how he had this shit, but the only station he had was HBO. You know what I mean? And that's when my shit when I was a young boy, cause little stations like this shit called Fraggle Rock used to come on. It was like a Muppet kind of little joint. It was this dude named Traveling Mac. He was walking around traveling everywhere like, yo, I'm over here right now. He start talking this little shit. Yeah, I'm over here in the corner. Yeah, woo. They call him Traveling Mac. He travel every motherfucking way. So I'm like, that's how I feel. I'm like Traveling Mac. You know what I'm saying? Cause I be everywhere. Niggas that I grew up with, they still, well, damn, bro, it's so much time done passed. Rest in peace to all my friends that got killed. It's so many dudes that, damn, and then I look back at there's only a few left. That era I grew up in, there's only a few left. Most everybody got killed or locked up. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new generation now. But yeah, I'm on my Traveling Mac shit. You know what I mean? Cause it's like, damn, y'all remember that Fraggle Rock shit? Nigga, don't act like you ain't watched that shit when y'all was young. I mean, everybody won't be so tough in you. Yeah, hey niggas, when you was a young boy, nigga, y'all niggas watch Fraggle Rock, nigga, on HBO. That was that shit. How the beat come on, that was my shit. You know what I mean? And then another joint on HBO, just the intro. HBO had a crazy intro back in the day, mind you. HBO was like the OGs of the whole channel network. They was the first cable station, bro, ever. Like, it wasn't even like, yo, Look, it was HBO, Showtime, and Cinemax. That was it. All these other stations y'all be hearing, that shit just came right in there out of nowhere. Like, nah, man. HBO was the OGs of that shit. See, look at the police over there. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I'm gonna go sit in the park, chill, video, whatever. I'm looking at my rear view. I see the motherfucking police. And I'm like, damn. You know, because, I sit here and blow. Man, I'll blow one. I mean, it need to make weed legal, man. Everybody smoke weed. Like, everybody smoke weed. Motherfuckers be buying. Motherfuckers always got a reason to ride around and fuck with you about something. Like, damn, soon as it's gonna be like, you can't even breathe without motherfucking getting a ticket. Even though, like, I don't really get tickets like that, motherfuckers on back, I know how to stay out the way. But I'm just saying, like, it's like, damn. Like, I feel like how Tupac feel like, damn, where the thugs at? Is it a thug heaven? Like, where we gonna get to chill, man, and have fun and mind our business? Ain't gotta worry about nobody bothering us. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, niggas hate it. And then on top of that, niggas hate each other so fucking much. Like, niggas hate each other, bro. When I see niggas, man, I be keeping it pushing. I ain't even be trying to even look at a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But if I do glance, I try to speak or something. But sometimes I don't need that because it be like, damn, like, motherfucker always start your enemy. If you reverse engineer and you reverse engineer and you take it to the last, you take it to when y'all was enemies, y'all became enemies. But before y'all was enemies, y'all was friends. You feel me? How he became my enemy? Because he was my friend first. Fuck, I ain't having no motherfucking friends. Nigga, I don't need no niggas around me trying to watch everything I do, learn everything I do, watch me to death, and then have a little argument, then take everything and use it against you. Then why? Like, get the, you know what I mean? I ain't with it. I'd rather be by myself. I like being by myself, man. I do. I really like being myself. I'm like trying to find the right women, you know what I mean? Right women, you know what I mean? But it's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers, man. Y'all motherfuckers be always in the shit, man. Y'all motherfuckers can't keep your legs closed. Y'all can't keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Y'all niggas just like, you want to run a relationship? What? Like, come on, man. Just like, shit, I'd rather be I treat y'all just like niggas on the street, man. You know what I'm saying? So, because once you lose respect for me, it's like you gonna always try to play me and disrespect me. You just like a nigga on the street. If you cuss me out, disrespect me, you'll go have sex with another nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. That's my observation of the game. Take it from me. I done been there and done that. I done been there and done that. Every other block, I done been up in there and done that. You know what I'm saying? I ride around all day. It was just natural reflexes. I ride around, see, ooh, yeah, roll the wind, now we gone. You feel me? That's natural reflexes, man. One thing you know, you live and learn. Karma comes on back on you for being fan of Harper. So now, you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Why a nigga like Blueface, you know what I mean? I respect how he moving now versus how he was moving with the other John. But now how he moving now, only one thing I respect out of that situation, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him or nothing like that. But one thing I respect out of the situation, me just looking at it like, man, look at young boy. He been honest with the woman. He letting them know, hey, look, I got multiple. So, you mean, letting you know now before you want to get involved, you know what I mean? And that's how you run his camp. And that's how you're supposed to do it. You see what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be just having the one John and then you acting like y'all together, but you cheating on her behind her back and doing all this shit now. Y'all arguing back and forth. She looking in your phone like it's too much chaos going on because of that. You might as well just keep it 100 from the rip. Look, yo, check this out. Boom, this what it is. You cool with that or not? You know what I mean? Well, I'm a man. I got a wife already. Me and my wife, we good, but you know what I mean? It's not really attractive. I'm not really attracted to her like that. But she around because she good for my growth. You know what I mean? But I need that other wife that I'm really attracted to, and you know what I mean? That we can do what we do. You feel me? And I still have her though. You know what I mean? So if a woman can't understand that, then it's like, I'm not gonna even play with you like that. I'm gonna keep it pushing. You feel me? Because I ain't gonna let you mess up what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not gonna be a part of your program. You don't have to be a part of my program. You feel me? Your program got to fit my program, so then we both got our own programs that fits into each other's program. I ain't gonna put my program in something, your program against my program. Now we battling. No, you got to be with this shit. You know what I mean? If not, I'm gonna keep it pushing because the world is big and spacious. Allah said in the Quran, the earth is spacious. So if you're not getting along in one part of it, you can move to the another. It's just that simple. Why stay stuck somewhere, stuck with somebody, and be miserable and losing gray, and you know what I mean, growing gray hair and shit? Nah, man, we ain't doing that. So, nah, man. That's why that boy they sent on that dummy mission. They sent them 2 boys on the dummy mission. And when they got there, they got the shock of their life when they seen that UFO. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta be careful with people sending you on dummy missions, man. A lot of times people might not like somebody, and then they'll go up to them, yo, man, they got you not liking somebody, you ain't even met the motherfucker yet. You know what I'm saying? And then people who you gotta be careful on if a person like you or not. Cause niggas who don't like you and plot on you, they still come around, you shake your hand, act like cool and everything. You gotta be able to know. That shit, man. So cause if you don't know that kind of shit, you'll be stuck in somebody's web. You know what I mean? And we don't get stuck in nobody's webs, you know what I'm saying? We swat them bitches down, get them out my way, you know what I mean? I mean, y'all act like y'all ain't act like when I saying ain't right, bro. Nut ass niggas, man. Everybody want to be tough and go to sleep. Nigga, wake up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, how many of y'all out there think that God, like, I'm going to ask y'all a question. What does God mean? Like, what is God? Who is God? Tell me that. In the comment section, I want y'all to put who is God. And watch how everybody going to have a different answer. Everybody going to have a different answer. You know what I mean? God is a trick word. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, I love my creator. Respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Respect to everybody other religions who believe in what they beliefs is. Much love to everybody religion. You know what I'm saying? Much love to all the nationalities out there, all the different races and stuff like that. What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? I ain't racist. I ain't no black power type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with everybody. I just like history. I'm a historian. I'm a theologist. I'm like a mystical theologist. I study street lit, mythical science. That's my genre. And I'm not trying to be in nobody else's genre. I'm in my own genre. So it is what it is. I am who I am. I have nothing to hide. I'm not perfect. I have did things in the past that I feel bad about, that I can apologize about, that I can try to make right. I did some things in the past that I did good and blessings. So it's like Allah is the controller of destinies and judgment day. You know what I mean? So my reckoning is with Allah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I seek refuge in Allah from the rejected Shaitan. You know what I mean? You know who the rejected Shaitan is? The rejected Shaitan, that's the evil, that's the deceiver, the whisperers. That can fit to any of y'all. That could be any of y'all. The Shaitan can be any of y'all. You know what I mean? The deceiver, the whisperer. You know what I mean? You know, try to come in and deceive people. You know what I mean? That's the characteristics of the Shaitan. You know what I mean? That's what that is. You know what I mean? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge with Allah from the rejected Shaitan. You know what I mean? The Shaitan is the enemy of our family. That's what Allah told Adam. When he first made Adam, he said, don't trust Shaitan. Don't trust Iblis. He's the enemy of you and your family, you and your offsprings. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got offsprings. You know what I'm saying? The same enemy you got, I got. You know what I mean? So we try to bring in positive energy. But we still got to protect our home. We still got to tie our camel. You know what I mean? We still got to be warriors. You know what I mean? But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu when it was time to go to war, they went to war. It's called jihad. You know what I mean? Where they say, they was getting beat up and bullied around for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But then when Angel Jabril told the Prophet Muhammad, he's like, all right, you ready? We about to kick some ass now. It's called jihad. You know what I mean? You fight for the sake of Allah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't run. You know what I mean? You don't run. Face your enemies. Don't worry about nothing. You got us helping you. You know what I mean? You got the Anunnaki helping you. You got the ancient OGs helping you. You got the angels helping you. You got jinns helping you. You got the spiritual world helping you. You got higher technology. I mean, I could put you up against how many of y'all? 300 of y'all? I could put y'all up against thousands of niggas. I could put y'all up against thousands of people, and y'all 300 will wipe they all out without help, bro. That's all you need is this right here. He telling Prophet Muhammad all that, like it's jihad. So he had to go to war against Abu Jahal and them. Because once the Prophet Muhammad, right, once he started getting all his followers together, and then they was trying to kill all of them, they was trying to kill all the Muslims because they believed in Allah. You know what I mean? They was trying to kill the Prophet. Every time they tried to kill the Prophet, nothing, it always backfired on him. First time they tried to choke him out, Abu Bakr came, pushed bull in him, like, yo, then he became Muslim. He got 100 soldiers with him. Then the second time, what happened? I think the Prophet Muhammad was, he was praying, and then dude was about to drop a big stone on his head while he was praying. Boy, they was vicious, man. Every time they saying they was trying to take him out of here. They was trying to take the Prophet up out of here. They felt like, you know what I mean, he had too many followers. He was taking over, praying to all these new guys and all, whatever. You got new guys, you pray to, they go against our guys. We took over the Kaaba already. This our shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Prophet Muhammad praying, they about to bull come try to drop a big brick on his head. And right when he did that, Angel Jabril came out of nowhere, dressed like a swordsman with all white on. He like, you know what I mean? He's slicing that shit up. They had them niggas running. They was like, they was running and shit. Oh. He go back to Abu Jahal and I'm like, damn. I'm like, what happened? He's like, yo, man, that man don't legit. He don't magic, man. Big swordsman came out of nowhere. Just. Damn, you know what I mean? They probably rock bull. So then that was another time. What else happened? They stayed trying to get him. They beat him up one time, bust his lip. Then they caught him one time. We throwing bricks at him, rocks at him, all kinds of stuff. And then the one day, then they start raping the women. They start raping the Muslim women. They start and they blaming on, you know what I'm saying? They start doing all kinds of, they start beating, they start they come in, Abu Bakr and them came and freed the slave named Bilal. Bilal was a slave, but he became Muslim. He was like an African. He became Muslim too. He was rocking with Prophet with them. Abu Jahal and them came, grabbed him and chained him up and took him for hostage. Made him slaves. You know what I'm saying? Abu Bakr and them came back, rescued him. No, they paid his rent. I think his bail, whatever. Back then they ain't call it bail, but nowadays they call it bail. Abu Bakr came and paid his bail, got him out of there. You know what I mean? And they rocked with them. Now, and Bilal, Allahu Anhu, Bilal was like he became later on. He became one of the most important guys in Islam. Bilal became one of the most importantest guys when it comes to calling the Don. Y'all know what calling the Don is? I'm gonna tell you what calling the Don is, like, cause I'm like a jailhouse Muslim. I hate that word, but it just came out of nowhere. Look, when you in jail in Philly, man, Muslims dominate everything. So if you watching TV and your block is dominated by Muslims, okay, Muslims, we got a prayer schedule. But every Muslim got one. You get the prayer schedule. They tell you each time that each prayer come in is 5 prayers a day. You know what I mean? You got Fajr. You know what I mean? That coming in like early in the morning, like when the sky like getting a little light. And then you got Zuhr. That coming around like afternoonish, you know what I'm saying? Certain shadows. If you hold your hand out, you can see certain shadows. See, the problem with Muhammad them, they ain't had the clocks and all that. They knew by they hold their hand out. See, if the shadow comes certain times, then that's another way you can tell what time to pray. You know what I mean? It's based on the sun. I mean, the 5 prayers a day is based on the sun. You know what I mean? So you got one, the first one comes in, that's called Fajr. This prayer is it's a shorter prayer. All the Muslims know when I say 2 rakats. They know what 2 rakats mean, but those that don't know what 2 rakats mean, 2 rakats is like 2 standing positions, and then it's over. You clock, it's over, your prayer over. But normally, it's 4 standing positions. So your prayer be a little longer. The one early in the morning, only 2 standing positions. And that's one of the most mysticalist prayers on the 5 out the 5, because they say, oh Lord, that's when the law come down and really like look out for his worshipers. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, they say the gates of paradise open. This is all in the hadiths. See, these is memories in my head for me. This is why I always talk about when I was locked up. Because that's what shaped me the man I am now. All this I know about the Quran I read when I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. That's something that I can say I won. That's a win for me. You know what I mean? Because now I can see how it takes shapes in real life. You know what I mean? And early in the morning when you make that Fajr prayer, the gates of paradise be open and you say it out loud. You say those prayers out loud. The ones in the daytime you say silently. But the ones at night you say out loud. You know what I mean? Fajr is still at night, so you say that out loud, but it's about to be morning time. So it's only two rakats, you know what I'm saying? And then you got, after that one, around the afternoon, you got Zohar prayer, that come in. You know what I mean? And then after that one, you got Asr prayer coming about at evening, you know what I mean? So that's based on the sun, the evening, about 5 o'clock. These are the times when the sky shifts. If you notice, each time you pray, the sky is different. If you go Fajr prayer, the sky is going to look like early in the morning, the sunrise. You know what I mean? Sunrise prayer. You know what I mean? Then you got, it's really 6 prayers on the 5 prayer schedule. That's a whole nother story. That 6th prayer, they tell you don't pray because the Shaitan pray. That's the sunrise prayer. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh, because the 6th prayer that they say that all right, in the book of the prophets, it was talking about how the Shaitan pray. No, they were talking about the sun worshipers. They used to worship the sun. And when they would pray to the sun in the morning, the Shaitan would sit and intercept their prayer and get all their energy. Now, if you read deeper into it, it's going to get deeper. The meaning is going to be different, but that's just that's just giving you the basic of what that 6th prayer is based on. That 6th prayer based on the time with the Shaitan pray. And the origins of that story come from the sun worshippers. That's another rabbit hole. You know what I mean? These are certain times of the sky. You know what I mean? We ain't supposed to pray around that time. After Fajr, you get the Zohar, that's the afternoon. Then you go the evening, that's around 5, 6, that's the Asr prayer. Then, when the sky, now instead of sunrise and sunfall, it's going to fall back down. You know what I mean? And the sky going to start changing again. That's the Maghrib prayer. Now, this prayer is 3 rakats, 3 standing positions, because it's like mixed with daytime and night. It's like right there. You know what I mean? That's the Maghrib prayer. I like the Maghrib prayer, man, for some reason. I love that prayer, man. Because it's 3 standing positions. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I know that. Yeah, you slime out after 3 rakats, man. I like Maghrib. Maghrib, one of my favorite. Maghrib and Fajr in the early in the morning, them the ones, man. Them the ones. Asr is important too. You know what I mean? And then after Maghrib, it's your last prayer. That's the one like around like 11, 12, when it get dark. You know what I mean? That's 5 a day. It's really supposed to be 70 prayers a day. That's another rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Another story. But it's 5 times a day. Am I perfect? Do I get it in 5 times a day all the time? I can't even lie to y'all. Say I do. Can't lie to y'all. It was times when I was though. I do. Yeah, I just get it in all the time. Now it's more like I'm trying to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of meditating. Then my knees start hurting, so it's hard for me to make the prayer. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm going through my little struggles. You know what I'm saying? Now I think I should be once I got to put my knee into rehabilitation. You know what I mean? And once I do that, then I get really back on the slot. But now, you know, I'm an ancient OG now, so I went out the box with a law's permission. And then, you know, I got my own du'as, my own special personal prayers that I do. This is called the du'a. This was voluntary prayers that the Prophet Muhammad used to do after he get his 5 out the way. He do optional prayers called the du'a. You know what I mean? He would do certain ones in between each prayers. He wouldn't do some of them between certain prayers. He wouldn't do. Like Arsa Maghrib, he wouldn't do nothing between. He ain't supposed to do nothing between those. But every other ones you could do. You know what I mean? So I got my own little du'as I do, regardless. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, prayer is important, man, because it's like that's your connection with the Creator. See, we got 2 different essences. We got Allah's essence in us. Then we got the 8 family essence in us. So part of us here is earth, but part of us is out there. It comes from out from the heavens. Part of our DNA comes from the heavens. You know what I'm saying? So that part of the DNA that comes from the heavens is what we pray. Is what we pray and we connect and we get our cosmic obsession with. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tap into that too. I'll be tapped in. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting y'all know, man, you know what I mean? You know, because at the end of the day, you the only one slowing yourself down from doing anything. I mean, your mind is powerful, your prayer is powerful. So whatever you want to accomplish in life, you can do it. You know what I mean? Just handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Get somewhere where you're comfortable and stay consistent. You know what I mean?
Ancient OG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.